And before we even get going through the review, I do forget to put his little ear furnishing flaps up there. Please forgive me. Hey guys, Base Shogun here, and today we have the Armada Universe Optimus Prime. So this one is pretty fun because I absolutely love the original OG. I'll put it up on the screen right now. You know, Armada, that kind of era, that's kind of my childhood bread and butter Transformers. So let me know, are you liking the new one, or are you an OG kind of guy? And remember, like, comment, and subscribe for more Transformers and other mecha content coming at you on the regular. All right, guys, let's get right into the video. Okay, I am super pumped for this Commander class here. One of the ones I have been waiting for from this line. And you know what? They have the potential to absolutely knock it out of the park here. Commander classes, they usually do put a little bit of extra love into. Maybe not for the Optimus Prime. I don't know if that's a controversial opinion. It was a fine figure. Okay, and there we go. We have them packed quite nicely in there. Lots of used up space there. Or should I say poor use of space, but that's good. It means the figure's actually protected. And just in case I forgot, there is a quick look at the packaging there. I noticed no Evo Fusion on the Titan Nemesis, and this one too. Maybe they finally got memed on too hard. And let's see what exactly comes inside of the box. So first off, we have an absolutely beautiful looking trailer here. Now, unfortunately, like the original, it doesn't have battery powered auto transformation, but that's just fine. It has a pretty dang good weight to it for modern Transformers as well. You know, no rubber there, but that's okay. Everything's looking pretty good. I'm excited. This gold here actually looks decent as well. So overall, I'm pretty impressed with this trailer so far. And for Optimus himself, he is looking pretty good there. No extreme paint defects I can see. The tires are pretty nice. They're not rubber or anything, I don't think. No, they are not. However, yeah, this is still looking quite good. This on mine doesn't really stay up or down, so that's kind of annoying, but if you're having it like that, it's probably not going to have the gravity to push it downwards anyways. Compared to the original, now mine's in deep storage. I do apologize. I'll put a photo of him up on the screen right now. Was a bit chunkier for sure. I think overall that was better in truck mode than this. This is like pretty flat compared to the original, I think. And again, no, you know, wireless receiver to get the cab to transform into the base mode, but you know what, that's still okay. And so far I'm really liking the look of this set right now. Nothing's wrong that I can see, and everything's looking great. And the last two parts, we do have a pretty huge blaster gun. You can see him using on the box. I'm sure you can do a few different things with that. And then this is a cool little part to the trailer there. I believe this is what actually allows it to tap into Optimus Prime so we can tow it. Okay, guys, you know what? After my first initial look at this out of the box, my expectations are pretty high. I'll see you in the next screen. Let's get them all together. Now, right out of the box, the trailer is actually not ready to combine with Optimus. However, that is very easy. Okay, so yeah, as you saw this up, this pointed that way. This is gonna plug into here, and that's gonna be kind of your hook there to hang on to your trailer. So with this one here, very easy. You pull these out here, they'll be pegged in up there. Once these are out of the way, this can kind of spread a bit. Don't want to do it too much though. And this will plug in right in here, that peg, that hole right there. Okay. And once you do have your trailer fully assembled, it should look something like this. So these, yeah, these came out, this plugged back in there, these spread a bit, and it all locked in. There was some paneling I had to kind of pop back in, and I kind of bungled it on camera a little bit, but that's all right. Overall, fairly easy. So just to finish this off, guys, and I kind of dig this, these do come off of the gun, and the gun just plugs in right on the top there, so he does kind of have some firepower as he's moving. And if you remember the original toy at all, then you may have been wondering, hey, where's the smokestacks, buddy? Well, here they are. They were attached to his weapon. And remember, they're small in the front, tall up on the back, and you'll be very on your way to getting this guy fully in his truck mode there. All right, and I believe all we have left to do is plug this right in here, and okay, I see what's going on. Okay, one thing I will say is these kind of wheel peg systems are pretty awful. So you can see it's supposed to go into there, but I mean, it's pretty easy to pop out, and that is just gonna stress on you. Not the end of the world, just thought I'd note it. So to get this on, pretty easy. This peg into this part of Optimus, and yeah, it doesn't really click in super satisfyingly. It's just kind of there. So yeah, it's got some pretty good movement there. It can roll and does look pretty damn good. And overall, for looks wise and coolness factor, this truck still looks excellent. Maybe not as nostalgic for me as the original, but you know what? I think just as cool. And the silver, the red with the little bit of gold there, and just the overall look, it's really working for me. And this is no, you know, small kit either. Like, let me bring in Supreme Starscream, the ridiculous 14-inch one. And you can see, this is obviously bigger, but this holds its own. So this is a pretty big and good size Commander class figure. And while we're here, let's just cover the base mode. I'm gonna throw a picture up on the screen of it right now. And yeah, it's kind of the typical, you know, let's give them another mode because it's a trailer, and it was in the original. Now, compared to the original, this base mode to me looks pretty lackluster. Not bad, but it's just kind of the standard modern trailer base kind of deal there. I'm not gonna go over it or put them into that mode, but yeah, there's a photo of it. And it is what it is. You can see what it looks like there, and it's not really doing anything for me. All right, I am more than pumped to get this guy into the ultimate mode, and that is his mecha mode. So I do like this as it's kind of like a 2-in-1. It gives me a bit of, you know, Megazord-y feels. It's almost like a combiner, and that drives me crazy. So without further ado, let's get right into it. And I'm happy to announce, after a actually enjoyable transformation experience, this guy is designed very well. Transforming him was fun. It wasn't a pain. I didn't feel like I was gonna break anything there. So hats off to him for that. There is a few issues people might not like. You know, some of the articulation on this guy is a little bit weird. Like, kind of this shoulder dislocates and that kind of moves up, but I don't think that's going to bother too many people. And with what you do have, you can see you can get a pretty wild range of motions out of him here. Torso doesn't twist. As soon as you start to, you know, move the legs too much, his skirt's going to come unpegged here. And I don't know if it's just my copy, but there is the left leg there. And oh, now it's going fine. When I first got this, my ratchets were really stiff. Actually, it might have been the knees. Let's see. Yeah, there we go, normal. And then, oh yeah, big Chongus ratchet right there. So that feels, you know what, to be honest, that feels too tight. I don't really like the way it sounds, but it hasn't broken yet. And I guess having a strong ratchet's never a bad thing as long as it's not gonna break on you. And as promised, here is the gun. Now this is mainly meant for the main kind of 2-in-1 mode, but if you want Optimus here to reenact his best Dirty Harry there with the most powerful handgun in the world, that is 100% a option. One other thing, on the back of the figure, you can clearly see his combined mode hands. That doesn't bother me at all, especially because I usually will have them displayed in that mode, but it might bug some guys. Just wanted to put it out there. So I think right now we're 2 for 2. I'm really digging the truck mode and the trailer. We already went over kind of the base mode. That's kind of a write-off. It's a neutral for me. And this mode here, this is pretty dang good. There's a few downsides, but I get that it being a triple changer and just the way it has to be, it kind of has to be like this. I'm not crazy about the ratchet there, and there's some leg articulation I wish was better, but overall, a very, very solid alt mode. All right, guys, it's time for the main event. I'm gonna get this guy combined off camera, and next time I see it, we're gonna give you the final review. All right, I'll see you in the next screen. But just before I get carried away and forget, he does have a removable matrix of leadership here. And no good Optimus Prime figure is complete without one. And you know what? I'm digging that fake little crystal pyramid thing they put there. It is looking good. And one quick aside is don't forget that in the back here, there is actually, whoopsies, there is actually little pegs that come out so that the trailer can stand up on its own just fine. Okay, guys, and here's his combined mecha mode. And I'm happy to report that it is absolutely wonderful in my opinion here. A few things though, like this right here, this big diaper thing, you can see the box clearly and conveniently, you know, leaves that out, but you can see in the official product shot, they do show it, so there is that. I guess they get let off the hook for that one. But yeah, the main thing I'm liking is that it has modern posability here. Like it even has rocking ankles. Like that's pretty cool for a figure of this size, I think. But it doesn't lose the big brick. Like these peg into here. So if you wanted to have it just like the old one and just like a giant brick, and I do love the giant bricks, then yeah, knock yourself out. But you know, it does come with all the modern benefits of, you know, lots of movement if you want. It can do the splits. It has a knee bend here. This does get in the way. But overall, I think this is the best of both worlds right now. And if you can't tell, I am pretty happy with this guy. And you know what? I don't like shitting on Hasbro all the time. Overall, they make just about every toy line I collect. That's maybe not quite true, but they make a surprising amount. So it's always awesome to be able to give them props because they delivered us, the customer, an amazing product. Having said that, I do have a small amount of, looks like gold overpaint? Unless they painted this, no, that doesn't make sense. We'll go gold overpaint on that. As well as these tabs here in base mode, they really didn't like to stay pegged into where they were supposed to. But you know what? That is pretty much it. There was, you know, damage tab, one paint splotch. But other than that, we are rolling, guys. So I think I've seen enough. It's time for my final review. Okay, guys, so let's quickly do a recap here. In my opinion, he has quite a nice truck mode there. The base mode is what it is. We briefly went over it. It's honestly nothing special and in my a lot worse than the original one. However, the mini prime mode there is splendid, as well as, you know what, this main unit here, that just really takes the cake. It looks amazing. It's still boxy, but it has modern movement. The gold is popping. It's an impressive figure to have on your shelf here. And other than a few little quality control things, mine was just about perfect. Now this really, really makes me hope they release an Armada Jetfire and Armada Overload, and you can make the 3-in-1 with Overload being the huge shoulder cannons, and then Jetfire making up the legs, I believe. I'll put a photo up of it right now. But that would just be awesome. And one thing, can you imagine 3 years after this, just the resale cost on these guys? I think they're gonna be tough ones to get, even though the Commander class sometimes has problems selling. But if you look at Menasor, obviously that's ridiculous to find right now. And for scale, I would say this guy's right around the 12-inch mark. He's not open, but here's an Armada Universe hot shot there, so you can see he absolutely dwarfs him, as this hot shot may even have about 1 inch of packaging bonus there. So going over all of that, taking everything into account, yes, it is a pretty costly figure, running at about 120 Canadian-ish, give or take, I believe. But this is one of the Hasbro releases that I think is worth it. Maybe wait for like the first little drop in price, but I think once this is gone, it may be kind of like a Menasor where you're paying ridiculous aftermarket prices. Let alone if they do announce Armada Jetfire or Overload, I bet this guy's gonna fly off the shelves, what little stock there is left. So maybe wait for a little sale, but you know what? I totally recommend this guy. I'm giving it a 9.1. Hats off to Hasbro. You know what? When they do good, I'll always give them props for that. So I think that's it. Overall, I am very impressed with this guy. The paintwork that is on there is awesome. Overall, nothing but good things to say about this Transformer here. So, thank you so much for being with me here tonight. And remember, don't let anyone or anything ever stop you from collecting.